Last night you performed in front of a packed Eurovision crowd in Naarden. How was it?
It was fantastic. The crowd was, they really gave us a very nice feeling standing there.
Yeah, and because normally you've played mostly for Norwegian crowd, so how was it to meet the Eurovision crowd?
It's it's an amazing adventure because they are so invested. They're really about the music and about having fun with the music, enjoying the music. So playing at Nalen yesterday was just electric. Yeah.
And the style of music that Gåte is playing is very Nordic. I mean, I'm from Denmark, you're from Norway, so we understand this kind of vibe. But for an international audience, tell us about the style of music.
Well,
what we build our music on is Norwegian folk music, and I grew up with Norwegian folk music in my family, so it was natural to bring that into now contemporary music,
So we built this band based on her knowing how to sing in this ancient Norwegian way, and we built this band finding like hidden gems and treasures from our past and breaking them into the now with the rock and electronic elements. And this is what we've been doing for many years. And then we attended the Melodi Grand Prix, and it really worked out well. And now we're bringing this to the Eurovision.
Yeah, because I read the band was formed actually back in 1999. The first time, Gunhild, you were 13 years old back then.
Yes, I was.
When you formed the band.
Yeah.
So you've been around in several constellations in these 25 years.
Yeah.
The history of the band, what is that?
You could say it's two parts. The first was when I was 13, 14 years old, and we had a quite great career in Norway for 5-6 years between I was 14 till I was 20. And you know, when that time of your life is the time is not going that fast as it does when you get older. So when I was from 14 to 20, I felt it was
and we had
ages. It was like
and we were really one of the biggest band in Norway then, like won the Grammys, played at Roskilde in Denmark, and we really had a lot of things going on.
And kind of, I felt that I grew up with it. So and one point that I had to find out who am I without it and just do something else.
Yeah. So
and
we
had
had
a 12 years break.
12 years break and started again in 2017.
Yeah.
And since then we've been slowly reaching out to sort of like an audience, but not as big as the last time until now with the MGP, and boom, there we are. And I mean, we play festivals and gigs already, but now we're having bigger plans and can finally reach a bigger international audience.
Let's talk about the song. It's called Ulveham, and I'm pronouncing it in Norwegian. It means wolf skin if we translate it directly to English. Yeah. It's a very powerful story of the song. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I can begin and then you take over. Well, it means wolf skin, but it's meant in a symbolic way, right? As you cast a spell on someone, turning them into a wolf. So this is the verses is a story, a medieval ballad of about a young maiden, which is cast a spell upon by her jealous stepmother. So she's turned into a wolf that has to roam the woods for eternity.
Yeah, but the way that she could quit or get out of the spell is to drink her own brother's blood. Her stepmother tells her that. And that's of course she doesn't want to do that until
one day the wolf meets the stepmother in the woods, and the wolf kills her, rips out her heart, eats her heart, and turns out the stepmother was pregnant with her half brother, so she actually drinks her brother's blood. and she becomes a maiden again. The story is about liberation from an oppressor, but on your own terms. On your own terms, not by the terms set by your oppressor. So it's a story about liberation. Now, that's the verses. And then you have the choruses, and they are just, they are a calling, that women use.
Calling. It's a style of how they use that kind of singing, the way of singing in the mountains when they had to call their animals back to their home.
Yeah.
And it was often just improvised, and it was from day to day they did it in a different way, but it is more like a style.
Yeah.
And
So when you put the two, sometimes in life when you put two things that don't go together, you get this third effect. So we have this grotesque medieval ballad, and we have this calling that you're singing out to the mountains, getting your animals back to the farm. We put those two together, and suddenly.
So in this song, you could say that the calling, the meaning of the calling is a meaning of calling for freedom or liberation.
Yeah. It could be a call for liberation. Could be the wolf calling. It could be anything. It's open.
Up to you actually. And what do you feel that it's about?
And it should be open. The only thing we know is that we felt something really strong, and it's like, okay, let's go to Eurovision with this song. And now a lot of other people are getting the same feeling. So it's bigger than us, but we're happy to convey it and bring it forth.
Yeah.
And as we talked about, you've been a band for many years. What made you think, okay, we need to enter Melodi Grand Prix and with this song?
We were invited, and we had this song, and we thought, okay, let's have this song that has this strong feeling. That would be.
And that could represent Gåte in one song. How could we represent Gåte in just one song in the best way? And we feel that Ulveham really does that. It's melancholic, it's mysterious. It's,
and you sing in a way that only you do. Like, there's something unique going on there that I don't.
And what I also only do in Gåte, it's Gåte. It's the place I could do it in.
And I mean, it's a chorus without any words, so there's no words standing in the way for the music and for the emotion. So it's we felt that, should we do this MGP Eurovision? Let's do this song and only that.
Yeah.
Speaking about that MGP final, it was a very thrilling final. I mean, I was in Sweden watching a Melfest heat, and then I watched on my phone the voting. How was it to sit in the green room watching that voting take place?
It was quite horrible, actually.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
One of the most exciting moments ever.
You can see the feelings. You can see us in the video.
You see the tears and the cry. It's just.
You started to cry. I just went into myself had a box around myself, and
the ground turned into like this black hole. We all just sucked in in those last seconds there before the last decision, the last votes.
Yeah, and winning by 3 points. I mean, it was so close.
Yeah.
And even for you, how was it? And you were sitting quite close to Kano, as far as I remember. How was it? The mood in that green room?
It was quite tense. It was very tense. We hadn't really focused on the competition part of it, really, because we do our thing. We have always done this, played this music. So, but Kano is more like they really are a Eurovision act, So we come from two different genres or parts. But I mean, the joy that we felt when we won, it was quite big, because it represents something bigger than us. It means that the Norwegian people really, they want this song with some deeper emotion to it, and a clear message, and
that
something
also
unique.
Represents something cultural from our country, and from our roots. So
we are proud that the Norwegian people chose that, and we are honored to make this act even better in Malmö.
I remember when it was announced that you were in MGP, I got so many messages from my Norwegian friends saying, wow, Gåte in MGP, wow, we have waited for this for 20 years and stuff like that. And I mean, for us outside of Norway, it's hard to imagine how big it was for all of these fans. And also because bring the Norwegian language that you will now bring to Eurovision, this is the first time since 2006 that an entry will actually be Norwegian. What does it mean for you to bring Norwegian to Eurovision?
Well, I've always been singing in Norwegian, so for me it's just very natural. I don't think I'm very good at singing in English. That would sound completely different.
Yeah.
But when we now do it, it feels we're very honored and proud that we are the one that's gonna represent it, and that it is in Norwegian, and it's about time, I think.
Yeah, and it's something when you don't necessarily understand the lyrics, then there's less heady. You know, you put away your head, less thoughts about all lyrics, what do they mean, and you can start feeling the music. And for us, it's really important that you feel something. So I think and then having these weird sounds from her, if you don't understand Norwegian, they will probably be a bit weird. Yeah. That just opens up your imagination and opens up more room for the sensation and the feeling.
Definitely, and also because for Norwegians, it's also difficult to understand what I'm singing about, because the language I'm singing in is so old. The dialect is so old, so there's a lot of words there that isn't used now these days. So, yeah.
So let's get those words out of the way and just enjoy the music.
Your audience has, of course, been mainly Norway, because that's where you've been touring, that's where your music has been released. What do you want to achieve by being in Eurovision to get out to a broader European audience?
Absolutely, because this is what we do. We've done it for a long time. We have a starting audience, but now we really can play those big concerts internationally on another level. So, I mean, this kind of exposure to us as an established band, it means a lot, and we're really going to use that opportunity.
And now you've had the first taste of this Eurovision craziness circus yesterday. You met all the press yesterday, so many people that were there, and you met a lot of people in Ireland. It was packed. I couldn't squeeze myself in to the crowd last night. Are you ready for these 2 months of absolute craziness?
Oh, we are so ready.
We are so ready.
Yeah, this is new for us, but we really like it.
The regular music industry seems like a cold place compared to this.
Yeah.
This is where the love is.
So much love and enthusiasm and just engaged people. So it feels fantastic.
And such a diversity of people as well. That is what is so lovely. Like,
there's room for everyone.
There you are, people that we don't see like in the regular music industry parties, the regular music industry, you know, where everyone's going to be so cool all the time or doesn't open up. But here people are open, they engage, they're all about the music, and so we feel this is home now. So we look forward to lots of weeks ahead for this.
I can tell you, when you are in the Eurovision family, you're never getting out of it again. I'm just saying.
That's okay for us.
And this is, of course, the first pre-party. How many of the pre-parties are you going to do?
Almost everyone is just, we'll do just one in Spain, so we only do Barcelona, but not Madrid. But
we're going to London and
Copenhagen, Amsterdam,
Oslo,
yeah.
And then it's, of course, Malmö. I mean, these 2 months will go by like this.
Yeah.
And we were talking to Sanna yesterday from Sweden, and she said, oh, you guys, just those 2 weeks in Malmö ahead of the show, it's going to be the best of your life. Let's go.
Well, Gåte, lots of exciting times ahead. First with the pre-parties, and then we will all be going to Malmö.
Yeah.
Good luck with everything you'll be doing in the next 2 months. Thank you for talking with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.